work you've been doing. I want to start off by introducing myself. My name is Tarun. I am the Cupertino organizer for Ro Khanna, and as it turns out, I'm actually from Cupertino. I went to Ragnard Elementary School, Kennedy Middle School, Monte Vista High School, and it's funny because my parents are here now. I didn't want to move to Cupertino. I was 11 years old. I'd grown up in Foster City. I'd made a lot of friends, and they said, no, Cupertino is where education is at its best. We have to move there. So at the age of 11, we moved to Cupertino, and they'd always stressed the importance of education. At the time, at the age of 11, that fell to deaf ears. My main concern was, where am I going to go play basketball? Yeah. You know, why is Johnson Park the only park that has a basketball hoop? Right? Maybe Lauren can fix that one day for us. Either way, it had always occurred to me that education was a word that was associated with the words stress, pressure, anxiety, failure, things that I didn't like associating myself with. And I was never particularly the best in any subject. No teacher had ever given me any extraordinary compliment until 10th grade. I still remember the moment my teacher told me that she thought I was extraordinary. And I remember thinking then, like, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm definitely not the highest grade achiever. I don't even know why she said that. My grammar test went really badly. She told me that it was my passion that what made me different, my energy, my sincere love for things that I do. And that's what I think about when I think about a teacher that made a difference in my life. She was the one that sparked a reservoir of confidence for me to have as I went through high school. And so eventually, after graduating from Monte Vista, I felt like I wanted to do a lot. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go, so I chose to go to Dartmouth to figure out what that was. So I left as far from Cupertino as possible in New Hampshire, middle of nowhere, to figure out what it is I loved, and I graduated without a knowledge of what I loved, but knowledge that I had about $40,000 in student loans to pay off. So I started working on Wall Street at a hedge fund, thinking, hey, maybe this is an efficient way of going about this process. But at the same time that I started my job, the French teacher, the very one that had inspired me, actually retired. She stepped down. And so it occurred to me, there was a couple of thoughts that happened. The first thought was, who's going to be the next Madame Gabay? Who's going to be the next kid in that classroom who feels mediocre but wants to feel extraordinary? Second thought was, who can change that? And that was answered pretty easily by me reading about Ro's platform. And honestly, the reason I'm here today is because Ro fights for education reform. And when I heard about that, I decided there was no better time than now to enter this whole political domain. So I quit my job, I left New York City, I decided to come back to Cupertino and help my community, the one that had given me so much, the one that had produced Madame Gabay, to produce more people like her, more people who can inspire mediocre kids to feel extraordinary. And that honestly is the reason I'm here today. And looking at the audience right now, I pinch myself because I never thought this would have been possible for me to do this, get up in front of people and speak 6 or 7 years ago. You know, and I remember thinking, it's never possible, not only that, but it's never possible in Cupertino to feel politically inspired, right? But I think Ro has the capacity to change that, right? For a couple of reasons. One, he has a strong education platform that I just buy into, this notion that we have to pay the teachers more money. The ones that work harder deserve that recognition. And I think that multiplied by the youth momentum that he's generated, it really, really gets to me. And as I look at everyone in the audience right now, I see a bunch of young faces, and I'm so excited and honored to have seen you guys. This is what Ro can do. He can inspire a generation. So I'd like to end this by doing a chant that we do out in Cupertino. I'm just going to ask you guys how they feel, and you'll pick up on it. I want everyone to say it with us after we finish. But Cupertino, how do you feel?
We feel good! Oh, we feel so good! Oh!
Now I want everyone in this room to join. Right? That's we feel good. Oh, we feel so good. Oh, all right. In this room, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, everyone that is here to support Ro Khanna, how do you guys feel?
We feel good! Oh, we feel so good! Oh!
Thank you very much.